So we've got a sort of remake of The Running Man. I mean, this is supposed to be closer to the Stephen King book itself rather than the other film. But I saw the trailer for this movie and it looked fun, it looked over the top. I'd only recently watched the other film. And honestly, when I saw the trailer, the first thing I thought of was Guns Akimbo with Daniel Radcliffe. But yeah, it looked fun. I went into this with very few expectations, so was it justified making this movie? Well, let's see. And this is intended to be a spoiler-free video. So we have Ben Richards, who's very down on his luck, and his daughter is sick, and naturally, of course, when I say down on his luck, can't afford the medical bill. So he decides to enter a competition known as the Running Man. This competition is, as you might guess, not particularly ethical, but we're in a dystopian world. So, best case scenario, he survives the 30 days the competition goes on. He gets $1 billion. Or for every day he does survive, he gets more money. Well, he wouldn't personally, but his family would get more money, and then they can live comfortably. So, bit of a risky scenario. And this is different to the Arnold Schwarzenegger film because, I mean, with social media having changed everything in terms of how you would, I don't know, like repurpose the movie. Like, he's trying to hide from people constantly, like everyone, because it's not cameras everywhere. Well, it is cameras everywhere, but it's everyone's camera, everyone's eyes, everyone's trying to catch him. It's just a very different vibe. And I thought that whilst watching this movie that there were some pacing issues which really did affect the quality of it. Like, not total disaster, but it was like, it just made it a hard watch at times. And the other thing, when it comes to directly adapting something from a book to film, there are cases where it's like, this will not work in a movie format where it did work in a book. It won't work in a graphic novel, whereas it worked in a movie, vice versa, blah, 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 blah. You need to make changes. Sometimes there is a sweet spot where you can literally just go this directly to this. But you've got to take, you know, literally what format you're using into consideration, being like, what works for this? This, I can see why the other movie changed a lot of things, because again, it just didn't work. I don't think it worked as well as it could have if they made some changes. But I will also say some of the themes in this, they were good. Okay, great. Some of the themes, quite dull. Like, oh, we've got an evil corporation that is running this game show. Who'd have thought an unethical game show would be run by an unethical corporation that are trying to control the population, spreading lies, control the masses? It's been done to death a million times. I'm not saying when the book came out that that was like a revolutionary concept, but it's been done since then so to death that it's even worse. And it's just, it's not bad. It does the job, kind of, but it's like, cool. I've seen that a million times. But I thought the cast was solid in general. I mean, Glenn Powell playing Ben Richards, great lead. If you've got a great lead, that helps a lot. And this did make the movie a lot better, I have to say. He's proven before as an actor that he can play many different roles. And this is an action movie, right? As an action movie star, he's been one of the better ones I've seen. I mean, despite some of the issues I've mentioned before, he comes out of this looking really well. And despite the fact this guy wasn't on screen much, Coleman Domingo playing Bobby T, the TV host, the over-the-top person that you get a lot of in the trailer. He's a big part of the trailer. Doesn't get much screen time, but he uses his screen time really, really well to great effect. I mean, that's why he's literally in the trailer, because they want to hook you in with that. So they recognise that. I think you will too. I mean, the character knows that he's pushing out BS because he's in the media, which the media are being run by this big corporation. And that adds to his character, despite the fact, as I say, that, you know, the shadow that he casts, like, the amount that you remember him is disproportionate to the amount of screen time he gets, but that's always a good sign. And again, another issue, like, when you've got the comedy, the action, the drama, you've got all those different things in there, the tones in there were a mess. There was particularly one death, but there was one where it's like, was I supposed to find that funny? Am I supposed to be sad? So I literally had no idea how I was supposed to feel. Now, you want to go with natural reaction. I didn't even know how to give a natural reaction. I was like, what? Like, I don't get this. That's a bad sign. It's like, yeah, you don't want you can have different tones. You can have a multitude of things. You can have a funny bit in a serious movie, not loads of funny bits in a serious movie. You can have a few serious bits in something that's a comedy, right? It can work like that. But I was like, I don't understand what this is trying to portray, so I thought was a bit of a mess with that, which I was surprised because I thought that this movie would be just targeted better with what it was trying to get across. So again, that was disappointing. And the old movie, you had a way more colourful cast, which when you watch the trailer for this, you're like, you wouldn't think that. You'd think it was just a modern version that was a bit different with the social media and everything, and that's fine. and loads of other bits that have been updated, but it looks, especially with Bobby T, it looks like it's completely over the top, which the film is. It's weird to say that it looks like it's over the top. It is. But it's just not as colourful. I think that's the best way I can say it. The characters aren't as colourful. It's not as over the top in a good way, in a way that we would want. And the tones don't help, as I mentioned, all over the place. How do I feel? We didn't get that in the last movie. I'm not trying to directly compare it, because I went into this with the expectation that this would be a movie in its own right. It's going to be different. It's going to be updated. So it probably is worthwhile making a new one and entertaining, but wasn't the problem that I was comparing it to the last one. It's just more, why couldn't it hit as well in a totally different way as the last film? There was no reason for it not to. It's not a bad film, it's just not a good film either. And I mean, in conclusion, the action was good, don't get me wrong. There's enough in this film to make it not seem like a bore fest, a snooze fest. It was worth going and watching. Don't know if it was worth going and watching at the cinema if you're thinking about doing that. I mean, if you really love the cinema, go watch it by all means. You won't have a bad time. But at the same time, it's one of those films where you'll be scrolling randomly through Netflix or something like that, and you go, oh, if we haven't got anything better, that'll do. Because it's not bad, but it'll kill time. Or in the old days, it would have been Sunday TV. Oh yeah, I remember that Running Man film. Oh yeah, well that's what's on today, so you'd have it on. That's where this would lie. But what did you think? Maybe you thought it was a masterpiece. Perhaps you think I'm being way too kind to this movie. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell if you want extra content from this channel. Your support is appreciated. And until next time, I'll see you later.